So y'all already know what time it is. When you see that intro, you already know it's anti-haul time. I know I said that I was going to lay off the anti-hauls for a little while because I just feel like YouTube is becoming anti-haul oversaturated. Once again, shout out to Kimberly Clark. She was one of the ones who kind of put it on the map. Let's just be real, I absolutely love her. She was one of the ones who inspired me to want to do anti-hauls, and now I just feel like everybody jumping on the bandwagon, but they not really bringing anything to it. Like, I literally have been watching anti-haul videos and people are like, I'm just not gonna buy it because I just don't like it. Like, girl, you could have saved that. You just wasted a whole video and you wasted my time. I feel like anti-haul videos are about what you're not gonna buy, why you're not gonna buy it. But when I say why you're not gonna buy it, I mean it with reason. Not just because you don't want to buy it. Because don't nobody want to hear that. So I kind of gave it a rest. But I'm back with my anti-haul video because I feel like the beauty industry is tripping. They are putting out some products that I am giving major side eye to. And I wanted to just come on here and talk about it. So, no more talking. Let's get started. So the first item that I know for a fact I'm not going to be picking up comes from Kat Von D. And this really pains me to say because I am a fan of Kat Von D. Normally when she comes out with products, I really like them. But this new palette that she is coming out with that is called Saints and Sinners, it's not out yet. It's definitely coming soon. But the promo pictures for the palette have been released and I can already tell that I'm just not here for it. Number one, Kat Von D, she's like really controversial with her names. Like, I love her for that. If you read the names of her palettes and like her lip products, like there's always some kind of like hidden meaning behind it. Now this palette is called Saints and Sinners, but it's inspired by the stained glass within like the cathedral type churches. Saints and Sinners, inspired by the church windows. I don't know, I'm feeling a little shade, Kat. I'm feeling a little shade, but it is what it is. I know I'm not going to get this palette because the colors within it just don't speak to me. It comes with, I feel like, a nice mixture of colors. Although she is giving us like some brighter shades, some blues, some yellows, some oranges, she is throwing some neutrals in there as well. So I definitely, you know, give her a thumbs up for trying to incorporate shades that may work together. But I'm just not here for those shades. I know these are colors that I'm probably going to play around with like once, and then I'm not going to pick the palette up anymore. And I say that because I fell on the hype of one of Kat Von D's really colorful palettes, the Kat Von D Mi Vida Loca palette. Do you guys remember this? It was like the color wheel that comes with all these different type of colors. It came with mattes and it also came with shimmer shades, and I just knew that I was going to be using this palette all the time. Who am I kidding, right? Y'all know I'm a neutral girl at heart. So I know for a fact I'm not going to be picking this up just because it's so many colors in there that the regular person is not going to use. I don't care how you try to justify it. Like, Tiff, because I'm stepping out the box in 2017, okay? I'm going to step out the box and I'm going to do these colors. You're not going to use that palette on a consistent enough basis to justify whatever price it's going to be. I haven't seen any prices yet, but if it's over $20, I don't feel like it's justified. Just because there's such random colors, and I know me. I know I'm not going to use them. If anything, I would buy it because it's going to be limited edition, or I'll buy it because I do like the design of it and I think it's really different. Kat Von D always puts in some really great artwork with her palettes and all of her products. But let's just be real. Ain't nobody really going to use that palette a lot. You're going to use it for a little while. You're going to do a video on it. If you do videos, it's going to get some hype because people are going to be interested in swatches, and then you're going to put it on your shelf. And then you're probably not going to use it again. And if you're like me, you're going to end up selling it in a blog sale for cheaper than what you paid for it because nobody's really checking for it like that. So it's just a no. So just when I thought I was done with Kat Von D, I totally forgot that she had another product release that I just was not feeling. Let me just say before I go in on this product, I'm a fan of the Kat Von D liquid lipsticks. I have so many of them. I love the formula. They are some of my favorite liquid lipsticks that I own. But when I saw that Kat Von D was coming out with this like gray trio, this gray lip bundle that was gonna run you $50, and I saw like so many people were excited about it, I was like, why? Now this one might be more of a personal preference, but I have never seen gray lipstick on anyone and thought, slay girl, slay. No, I've always looked like, girl, you over there looking like death. Did you know that you was looking like death when you walked out the door this morning? I don't know. Again, it is one of those things that is just like a personal preference for me. I am not a fan of the whole gray lipstick trend. I feel like if it's Halloween and you're going for the zombie themed and you're going for death and you're doing a haunted house, it's cool. But on an everyday basis, I'm not gonna spend $50 because as far as I know, as of right now, you can only get them in a trio. So you basically gotta buy all 3 gray shades. I'm not finna spend $50 on a trio of death. Like, I'm just not. So again, if you like gray lipstick, I'm not saying that maybe who am I kidding? I don't like gray lipstick on anybody. I'm sorry. I've seen all variations, all different skin tones. It's not hot. It's just not hot. I'm not a fan, and therefore I definitely would not be spending my $50 on this trio. So I don't want to talk about it, but we got to talk about it because it's definitely not something that I'm going to be picking up. Kylie and Chloe, because it's the Coco Collection. Kylie and Chloe teamed up and they have released some liquid lipsticks and released this whole like blush and highlighter palette, and I really like Chloe. Now, of all the Kardashians, I'm gonna have to say I do really like Chloe. She's definitely my favorite if I have to say I had a favorite Kardashian sister. But with that being said, I'm still not here for this collection. As far as the lipsticks are concerned, I feel like the colors are so repetitive, just in different packaging. Like, y'all are falling for the hype of these repeat shades, but it's just in different packaging, and y'all paying y'all money for it instead of knowing that you can get these same shades from somewhere else for cheaper. Maybe not in the cutesy pootsy packaging, but you're getting those same colors and you're not gonna pay as much for it. And then even with the whole highlighter blush palette, although I am a highlighter fan, I don't own any of the Kylie highlighters. I've seen swatches, I've played around with some of my friends' highlighters, and nothing about her previous highlighters excited me enough to where I want to spend my money to get this complete blush and highlighter palette. Like, I don't feel like her highlighters are anything exciting. I don't feel like these colors are anything new. I feel like this kind of looks like the same colors in the Becca and Chrissy Teigen palette, which kind of look like the colors from the Becca and the Jaclyn Hill palette, which kind of look like some individual NARS colors. I don't know, like, it's just this never-ending cycle of repetitive that I'm just not here for. So it has nothing to do with me not being a fan of Kylie. I mean, I'm not a fan, but it's not that I dislike her or anything like that. I could truly appreciate her hustle, baby. Get your money however you're gonna get it. I mean, let's be honest, it could be worse. She could be out here making sex tapes to get famous, like one of her sisters. Shade. But you're just not gonna get my money, because I see where you coming out with these repeat shades, changing up the packaging, and I'm just not falling for it. So it's a no. So y'all know I have this hate-hate relationship with Too Faced. Like, I can't even say it's a love-hate relationship. It's definitely a hate-hate relationship with Too Faced, because Too Faced has been tripping lately. They have definitely been tripping with their palettes. And now they decided that they were going to come out with this Glitter Bomb palette for $45. Now, you guys know, as of recently, I have been Miss Glitter. I have been loving adding pops of glitter on my eye. So I thought for one brief second, that Too Faced might be out here trying to redeem themselves and give me something that I might actually be able to work with. But have y'all seen the swatches of this palette? Have y'all seen the swatches that have been going around with this palette? Because if y'all have, you probably like me looking like, what in the heck, Too Faced? I swear every swatch looks like a patchy, glittery mess. And I feel like it's really hard to get glitter shadows to look patchy, but Too Faced has managed to do that. I kind of knew it wasn't gonna work because I've never really seen glitter in a palette that worked completely. Like, I've never seen that. But again, I was thinking maybe Too Faced was on the right track and it was trying to get it together, but child, no. And I'm not talking about this one little video that people have been trying to pass around like, no, look, this is really what the swatches look like. That's the same girl. Y'all all using that same one good swatch, that same one good little video that's going around and say this is what the swatches look like, but here it is, everybody else is swatching it and it's looking like crap. It's hard to believe that they truly look like that one good video, that one good picture that Too Faced got trying to pass around out here like, no, this is really how it is. Like, Too Faced, y'all still in the corner. I was hoping y'all was ready to get your nose out the corner and get your act together, but apparently you're not, because you're still giving us crap. We're not falling for it. It's a no. So next I'm gonna need Zoeva Cosmetics to come on up. Come on up. Let's introduce ourselves. Hi Zoeva, I'm Tiffany. Hi. Now, I've never tried any of the Zoeva Cosmetics. I've heard some great things about them. I've heard some good things about their brushes. And just when I was thinking about giving them a chance, they decided to come out with this basic eyeshadow palette. Now, I'm not just calling them basic because I'm trying to be funny. They clowning on themselves because they named the palette Basic their own self. This palette is called the Basic Moment palette. It's gonna run you about $26.50 for 10 shades, which is really not a lot of money if you think about some of the other palettes that are out here. It's gonna run you about $40 to $45, $50. So 26, let's just round it up with tax and say about $30 for 10 shades. That's really an affordable price, so I will definitely give them that. But then when you look at the colors within this palette, like, this palette is adequately named because these are some of the most basic eyeshadows. And I don't mean basic like neutrally basic. I mean like, girl, you basic. Girl, you looking super basic. Like, that's a basic B right there. You know what I mean? Like, that type of basic. Nothing about these eyeshadows, and I'm a neutral girl. Y'all know I love neutral colors to my core, but nothing in this palette makes me want to pick it up and say I need to add this to my neutral collection. The shades just look dull, they look ashy, they look basic. And then finally, I want to talk about a palette that so many of you guys have been asking me about. Y'all have been messaging me on Instagram. Y'all have been messaging me on Snapchat like, Tiff, what are your thoughts? Are you going to pick this up? Because this looks like these will be your colors. The Urban Decay Naked Heat palette. Now, granted, when I first saw the palette alone, I was like, oh gosh, those are my shades. I'm going to pick that up. Like, I don't care. And then they started to release PR packages out and you started to see swatches of the palette, and it seems like every darker skin girl swatch was super tragic, and I had wrote that palette off like, I'm not doing it, I'm not picking it up. I don't know where they're going with these ashy patchy colors, because it looks like it just would have been the most perfect dark skin friendly palette. But again, the swatches just had me all kind of thrown off, and I was ready to throw them within this video, like not buying it, not doing it, not spending my coins. But then I did see Jackie Aina's video, and it kind of made me feel like maybe it's not as horrible as these swatches are making it out to be. So although I was ready to come on here and tell you guys, not doing it, I'm kind of on the fence now, and I'm kind of interested to see, because the swatches I saw on Jackie Aina, as well as the Mind Catcher, my boo the Mind Catcher, they sent her the PR package and she did the video as well, and her eyeshadow looked really pretty, and the colors did seem like they were really pigmented against her skin tone. So now again, I'm back on the fence of like, okay, maybe. But then Tarte is also releasing like another Tartelette palette. Y'all know how I love my Tartelette in Bloom palette. And the colors from the Tarte palette look like they are comparable to the Urban Decay Naked Heat palette. So I don't know. Maybe I'll get both. Maybe I'll do a comparison. Maybe I'll just get one and see how it works out. But that's just to let you guys know, because I know so many of y'all were like, what do you think? What do you think? Tagging me in like all the raggedy swatches, like, what do you think? So although I was ready to write that one off, I can't say just yet. So you're definitely gonna have to stay tuned to see what I end up doing with that palette. But guys, that is it for this anti-haul. Not too many products, just something again to kind of get my feet back wet into the anti-haul pool. Because like I told you, I was going to kind of back off for a little while, but I feel like my presence is definitely needed again in the anti-haul world. So let me know what you guys think of the video. Let me know what you think of the products that I showed, whether or not you picked these up, you're not going to pick them up, and whatever else you want to tell me down below in the comment section. But until next time, bye YouTube.